Hello everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Current Affairs MCQs. Let's start with the previous day question. Which of the following are tributaries of the river Indus? 1. Satluj, 2. Bias, 3. Ghatprabha, 4. Jhelum. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A. 1, 2 and 4 only, B. 2 and 3 only, C. 3 only, and D. 1, 2, 3 and 4. The correct answer is option A. The Indus River has 5 tributaries, namely Satluj, Bias, Ravi, Jhelum and Chenab. Ghatprabha is a major tributary of the river Krishna. The Indus Waters Treaty is a water-sharing agreement between India and Pakistan signed in 1960 under the aegis of the World Bank to divide the waters of the Indus River and its 5 tributaries. The treaty grants India unrestricted use of the 3 eastern rivers, Bias, Ravi and Satluj, and allocates the 3 western rivers, Chenab, Indus and Jhelum to Pakistan, with certain allowances for India to use these waters for domestic, non-consumptive, agricultural and hydroelectric purposes under specific conditions. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Let's move on to the first question. Regarding the Central Information Commission (CIC), consider the following statements. 1. It was established under the Right to Information RTI Act 2005 as a statutory body. 2. The President appoints its members based on the recommendations of a committee headed by the Cabinet Secretary. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 only, B. 2 only, C. Both 1 and 2, and D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option A. The Central Information Commission (CIC) was established under the Right to Information RTI Act 2005 as a statutory body. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The Central Information Commission shall consist of the Chief Information Commissioner (CIC) and such number of Central Information Commissioners not exceeding 10 as may be deemed necessary. The President of India appoints the members based on the recommendations of a committee headed by the Prime Minister, who is the chairperson, and with other members including the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha and a Union Cabinet Minister nominated by the Prime Minister. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 2. Consider the following statements. 1. Nuclear energy is exclusively governed by the central government under the Atomic Energy Act 1962. 2. The Atomic Energy Regulatory Board (AERB) is responsible for overseeing safety standards and compliance within the nuclear industry in India. 3. The Civil Liability for Nuclear Damage Act of 2010 establishes a limit on the operator's liability supported by the government, while the India Nuclear Insurance Pool or INIP provides insurance coverage for nuclear accidents. How many of these statements given above are correct? A. Only 1, B. Only 2, C. All 3, and D. None. The correct answer is option C. Nuclear energy is exclusively governed by the central government under the Atomic Energy Act 1962. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The Atomic Energy Regulatory Board (AERB) is responsible for overseeing safety standards and compliance within the nuclear industry in India. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The Civil Liability for Nuclear Damage Act 2010 limits operator liability to Rs 1,500 crore with government backing, while the India Nuclear Insurance Pool (INIP) offers insurance for accidents. Hence, statement 3 is correct. India adheres to International Atomic Energy Agency (IAEA) safeguards under the Indo-US Civil Nuclear Agreement, but is not a signatory to the Non-Proliferation Treaty or the NPT, maintaining strategic autonomy. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 3. Fentanyl, often seen in the news, is best described as A. A new zombie drug gripping the United States population. B. A type of high-performance sports car. C. a mathematical model for forecasting financial markets, and D, a rare species of tropical fish. The correct answer is option A. Recently, the United States has witnessed a new zombie drug, fentanyl, gripping its population. This drug can cause raw wounds on the user's skin that can spread rapidly with repeated exposure. It starts with ulcers, hardens to dead skin called eschar, and if left untreated can result in amputation. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 4. Which of the following best describes the fifth schedule of the Indian Constitution? A. It deals with the administration and control of scheduled areas. B. It outlines the procedure for the impeachment of the President of India. C. It defines the powers and functions of the Supreme Court of India. And D. It deals with the protection of fundamental rights of non-citizens in India. The correct answer is option A. Fifth schedule of the Indian Constitution deals with the administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes in any state except the four states of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. The whole of the normal administrative machinery operating in a state does not extend to the scheduled areas. At present, 10 states, namely Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Rajasthan and Telangana have fifth schedule areas. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 5. The Karakoram anomaly, often seen in the news, is best described as A. A phenomenon where glaciers in the Karakoram range are stable or gaining mass despite global glacier retreats. B. A geological event causing frequent earthquakes in the Karakoram range. C. A sudden increase in volcanic activity in the Karakoram region. And D. A rare weather pattern that leads to excessive rainfall in the Karakoram range. The correct answer is option A. The Karakoram anomaly refers to the unusual behavior of glaciers in the Karakoram range, where they have either remained stable or experienced slight mass gains, contrary to the widespread trend of glacial retreat observed globally due to climate change. The Karakoram range is a mountainous region spanning Pakistan, India, Afghanistan, Tajikistan and China. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 6. Regarding the BrahMos, consider the following statements. 1. It is a two-stage supersonic cruise missile designed for high precision and speed. 2. It uses a solid propellant booster and a liquid-fueled ramjet that maintains Mach 3 cruise speed, making it one of the fastest cruise missiles globally. 3. The Defense Research and Development Organization DRDO has fully developed it in India. How many of the statements given above are correct? A. Only one. B. Only two. C. All three. And D. None. The correct answer is option B. BrahMos is a two-stage supersonic cruise missile designed for high precision and speed. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It features a solid propellant booster in the first stage, followed by a liquid-fueled ramjet in the second stage that sustains a cruise speed of Mach 3, that is 3 times the speed of sound, making it one of the fastest cruise missiles in the world. Hence, statement 2 is correct. It has been developed by BrahMos Aerospace, a joint venture between India's Defense Research and Development Organization DRDO, 50.5%, and Russia's NPO Mashinostroenia, NPOM, 49.5%. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. BrahMos is 3 times faster, 2.5 times longer in range, and has a higher seeker range than subsonic missiles, resulting in greater accuracy and 9 times more kinetic energy. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 7. Phillips curve, often seen in the news, is best described as A. The relationship between a country's population growth rate and its GDP. B. The inverse relationship between unemployment and inflation. C. The direct relationship between government spending and national debt. And D. The correlation between consumer confidence and stock market performance. The correct answer is option B. The Phillips curve is an economic theory that explains the inverse relationship between an economy's unemployment rate and inflation rate, as initially suggested by A.W. Phillips in the 1950s. The Phillips curve originally depicted a stable and predictable trade-off between inflation and unemployment, suggesting that policymakers could target lower unemployment at the cost of higher inflation or vice versa. However, this relationship was later challenged during the 1970s stagflation, when both high inflation and high unemployment occurred simultaneously, indicating the curve's limitations in the long run. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 8. Regarding the National Defense Fund, consider the following statements. 1. It was set up in 1962 to provide for the welfare of members of the armed forces and their dependents. 2. The fund is administered by an executive committee with the Prime Minister as its chairperson and the Home Minister, Defense Minister and Finance Minister as its members. 3. As per the office memorandum from the Prime Minister's office, the President serves as the fund's treasurer. How many of the statements given above are correct? A. Only 1, B. Only 2, C. All 3 and D. None. The correct answer is option B. National Defense Fund was set up in 1962 to provide for the welfare of members of the armed forces, including paramilitary forces and their dependents. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The fund is administered by an executive committee with the Prime Minister as its chairman and the Home Minister, Defense Minister and Finance Minister as its members. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The Finance Minister is the treasurer of the fund as per an office memorandum issued by the Prime Minister's office in October 2016. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 9. Regarding the Global Methane Pledge, consider the following statements. 1. It was launched at COP Conference of Parties 26 in 2021 to catalyze action to reduce methane emissions. 2. Countries joining the pledge commit to collectively reducing methane emissions by at least 30% below 2020 levels by 2030. 3. It is led by India, which is among the top 5 methane emitters globally. How many of the statements given above are not correct? A. Only 1, B. Only 2, C. All 3 and D. None. The correct answer is option A. Global Methane Pledge was launched at COP Conference of Parties 26 in November 2021 to catalyze action to reduce methane emissions. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Countries joining the pledge commit to collectively reducing methane emissions by at least 30% below 2020 levels by 2030. Hence, statement 2 is correct. India, which is not a part of the Global Methane Pledge, is among the top 5 methane emitters globally. Most emissions can be traced back to agriculture. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. It was led by the United States and the European Union. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 10. Consider the following statements. 1. The GDP price deflator measures the change in the value of all the goods and services produced in an economy when inflation is taken into account. 2. A base year is a reference point that provides a stable benchmark for calculating and comparing GDP across different years. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1 only, B. 2 only, C. Both 1 and 2, and D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C. The GDP price deflator measures the change in the value of all of the goods and services produced in an economy when inflation is taken into account. Hence, statement 1 is correct. A base year is a reference point used to calculate and compare GDP figures for other years, providing stability and a benchmark for measuring economic performance over time. Hence, statement 2 is correct. For example, the Consumer Price Index (CPI) uses 2012 as the base year. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Now is the time for today's practice question. Consider the following statements. 1. It was developed by Russia and is one of the world's most advanced long-range surface-to-air missile SAM systems. 2. It is designed for multi-layered air defense. It can intercept a wide range of aerial threats including aircraft, ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, drones and stealth targets. 3. It is known as the Sudarshan Chakra in India. Which of the following defense system best matches the above description? A. S-400 Triumph, B. Iron Dome, C. THAAD, and D. Patriot Missile System. Send us your answers in the comment section. Thanks for watching.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.